Hello, everybody. This is Kenny C here for Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C, and I'm bringing you a mid-week edition of the Young Hollywood Blast segment of the week. Hope everybody is having a good day or a good night or whatever time zone you are in while you are listening to this segment. I have handpicked a article, and before I get into that, I just want to remind people that there will be no live show on January 19th, which is this coming Saturday night, as I will be attending the Harlem Globetrotters basketball game, which will be at Lexington, Kentucky at Rupp Arena. This is my first ever Harlem Globetrotters basketball game that I will be attending, and I'm looking forward to it. I've been a fan of them for many years, so I want to get that out of the way before I get into this article here. As you all know, and one more thing I want to point out, Chillin will be back on the air on January the 26th. So, now that I got that out the way, on to the segment. We are days removed from the Golden Globe Awards, one of the biggest award shows as it pertains to the TV and movie industry. But we always want to know. And what I love doing these segments is I read things and I learn things that even I don't know. And maybe you will learn something that you never thought. So, let's get into it. The article I handpicked for this week is from the Hollywood Economist.blogspot.com, and this article was posted just yesterday, which was Tuesday, January the 15th. The name of the article is Who Invented the Golden Globes, and this is article was published by Edward J. Epstein. Who invented the Golden Globes? And I'm just going to read a couple of sentences here and then I'll get into my thoughts. If the Golden Globes infomercial did not exist, NBC might have to invent it to compete with ABC's Academy Awards, aka the Oscars. So fortunately for NBC, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, an otherwise obscure group, had invented this award ceremony back in 1944, doing a free lunch for its members in the 20th Century Fox commissionary. So, you kind of get the idea of how did the Golden Globes came about. We all know that the highest honor for an actor and actress and director and producers is the Academy Award. So I guess that makes the Golden Globes secondary. In music, you have the Grammys. Then you have the Billboards and American Music Awards. You have all sorts of awards. But the highest honor for a musician is a Grammy. The highest honor for an actor or actress is an Oscar. But Golden Globes is secondary. And you get the understanding of how the Golden Globes came about. There's always going to be competition in entertainment. You know, whether it's sports, whether it's music, whether it's movies, and now you get the feeling that there's always award shows. There's always going to be like who could come up with the best awards, who could come up with the biggest stars, the appearances, who can have the host that's going to probably bring you some comedy and some jokes and stuff. Who can give you the great moments? Who can give you the performances and so forth? I never really thought of award shows being competitive with one another. We all know you can't top the Oscars. You can't top the Grammys. You can't top certain things. But the Golden Globes has shown that you can hold its own. And there's been a lot of successful actors and actresses and directors and producers who has had awards, has won these secondary awards, but has never won that big award. That's never won that Oscar or that Grammy and so forth. So, you know, ABC, they have their share of ratings. NBC's had their share of big ratings. I don't think the Golden Globes go around thinking we have to top the Oscars. They just go out there and handle their business. I did not get a chance to see the Academy Awards this past weekend. But for what I've heard, it was pretty good. And that Will Ferrell is going to be funny no matter where he goes. He had a hilarious presentation of an award. But for what I've heard, the Golden Globes was pretty solid. So I'll take people's word for it. But as to, it's always important to pay homage to the people who paved the way. And a lot of debt of gratitude should go out to the HFPA, for putting this award show together. The Golden Globes is prestige. It may not get the high recognition the way that an Oscar does, but it shows that it can hold its own. And for that, it's pretty good. I'm going to read a little bit more on this article here as I read this through. For a while, it was won by Swedish twin brothers who were tap dancers. One wore his mondo in his right eye and the other on the left, and while consideration is picking winners was who they could get to show up. But despite the fun, the enterprising group only began to make real money when Ted Turner elected to televise the Golden Globe in the 1980s. So if you think about it, we're talking about the black and white TV days. They were born in 1944, but they were never put on television until the 1980s. Since few stars could resist the ego gratification that came with an award, they provided free talent. The show was taken over by NBC in 1996, which paid the HFPA roughly $3 million a year for the broadcast rights. So nowadays, it is of no matter that the 82 members who vote for the awards are mostly freelance writers and photographers with day jobs, or they have little, if any, connection with the Hollywood community. As the Hollywood Reporter observed, the studios couldn't care less whether the awards are decided by isolated monks. At least not since the Globes have evolved into a tremendous marketing tool. And indeed it has. I mean, you think about it, from the 1944 to 1980s and now 1996, it's incredible of the evolution of an award show like the Golden Globes is very mesmerizing. I mean, no matter what you build, no matter what you invent, it's not going to start off the way that you want to. But if you give it time, if you develop a little bit more, and eventually people are going to give it a chance, and that's what the Golden Globes have gotten. So, job well done by the Golden Globes as far as its evolution. And that will conclude the midweek edition of the Young Hollywood Blast segment of the week. I hope you enjoy it. Before I get out of here, just a couple of reminders here. First and foremost, there is no live show on the 19th. I'll say it again. We'll be back on the air on January 26th. And January 26th will be the season finale of the Young Hollywood Blast segment. After that, we'll take a 2-week hiatus. And season 2 will premiere on February 16th. So be on the lookout for that. And if you can, please nominate the Young Hollywood Blast for the Shorty Awards. You can go back to the previous segment on the YouTube channel, and it'll get you all the info you need to know. Or you can go to the YoungHollywoodBlast.com, and they should give you more info on how to nominate them. And since Chillin is nominated, we hope that you can nominate the show as well. I will be posting info on how, so just keep an eye on the Twitter feed at C Broadcasting. That's the letter C Broadcasting. And the Facebook fan page, also facebook.com/C Broadcasting. And keep an eye on the notes, and I'll give you all the info you need to know. And you can nominate the Young Hollywood Blast. You can nominate Chillin', and you have until February the 10th. And by the way, you can nominate either or through your Twitter feed or your Facebook feed. I will give you info on how to nominate Chillin'. You go to YoungHollywoodBlast.com. They give you the info as well. So, thank you everyone for listening to the segment. Hope you enjoy it. We'll see you back on the air on January 26th. I am Kenny C, and this concludes the Young Hollywood Blast segment of the week. The midweek edition, that is. Goodbye, everybody. Take care. And consider yourselves chilled.